Welcome back, everybody. It's the Shepherd's Podcast. It's 2026. Can't say Happy New Year anymore.
What's the deadline?
I can't remember what Larry...
1 week?
January 5th.
I think that's what Larry David said.
January 5th.
I think you said January.
Somebody, it was one episode, and somebody was like, Happy New Year, Larry. And he's like, really? Still? It's like the 4th or the 5th. It's too...
What do we say now?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy first episode of the year.
There you go.
To all of you.
There you go.
January 3rd, according to Larry David.
There you go. January 3rd.
Well, we missed that.
Well, we are back. This is the Shepherd's Podcast.
It is.
As always, we're here with the senior pastor of Praise Cathedral, Greer, South Carolina, Pastor Jerry Madden. And then you've
Still, this is what, year number 20?
Starting year number 24. When this year's over, it'll be 25.
And still. And then I'm Bo, and that's Daniel. We're a.k.a.
Pastors
known as
Bo and
co-hosts.
We're co-hosts.
Well, obviously, we got some bling here today. You want to...
It's so weird. When I came in here to record, these were here. Probably because I brought them in here this morning when I got to the office. But, yeah, there's my fantasy football championship trophies.
So you won both leagues that you're in.
Actually, I was in 4.
All right.
I am the, let's see, which one is this? This is the Madden Family League.
That's the Madden Family League.
Which has more than the Madden Family
Well,
in
it does.
Family and friends.
If you're in our league, you're family.
Yep. This is the Praise Cathedral Students Band League.
Okay.
And I'm also pleased to inform everyone that I am the champion of the Park West Church of God League.
Home of Trip Alewine.
In Knoxville, Tennessee.
Very good.
They don't have a trophy.
Well, it's Tennessee.
But that's weird. These are just sitting here. So just...
Tennessee holds
I see.
for 20 years.
I see humility was not on your New Year's resolution list.
There's only one person. No, there's 2 people who carry over into both leagues. One would be Jen, so I won't say anything. And the other one would be Stelly Musser. So shout out to Stelly
for getting beat twice.
Yep.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
And I think Daniel won our Pick'ems League. Here, throw that up there. Daniel had 4.
The points don't matter.
The points don't matter. Daniel had 40. I had 35, and
I was focused on fantasy football.
Obviously, you were distracted there. But why do we do sports anyway?
Yeah.
Why do we do sports?
Because it's fun.
Because we're men. It's a new year.
Yeah.
We won't worry about a listener of the week because we haven't had a week for anybody to listen.
True.
So here's what I wanted to do among the 3 of us today, but we do appreciate everyone listening. And I still run into people. So I'm walking through the student center last Wednesday night, and I'm talking to some of the kids, and I hear this voice behind me. We need a new podcast. We need a new podcast. And I turn around, and here goes Thomas Cook by me again. Okay. All right. We'll get back in here. I don't know. Sometimes I think surely these people are tired of hearing us talk, but nonetheless, let's talk. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about 2025 and what we're taking away out of that year. And then 2026, what we somewhat anticipate or looking forward to in the coming year, and maybe goals, maybe ambitions, maybe just, really looking forward to this. So just kind of let's bridge ourselves from an old year into a new year, shall we?
And we're 12 days in. Like, a lot has happened in 12 days.
And, let me tell you this. I looked at the calendar. I said, man, it is already January the 12th.
Yeah.
Because usually January is an eternal month. Mm-hmm. Man, this is crazy.
Yep.
How fast everything seems to be going.
Yep.
So who wants to go? Well, Daniel, what's your takeaways from 25?
I honestly, when you posed that question, I think the number one thing is that I can do what I thought I couldn't do, which was I tend to get real uptight, especially in production times. And I did a good job last year. I didn't yell at anybody all Christmas.
I don't believe that. I'm going to call you.
It's true. I didn't yell at them. I said no kindly, But I didn't yell at him.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that one.
If you would like to offer a rebuttal to Daniel's comments, please post it in your social media comments page. Well, that's progress. What does yelling achieve, though?
Well, for me, it's just I get so worked up in the moments.
Yeah.
It's just like, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. And,
Yeah.
You know.
But
things come and
But
things
do you?
go.
I mean.
No, you don't have to.
You have the big pressure, and we do a big Christmas program, and we try to do it very well, and I don't have any complaints about it. And it's good, and we should keep doing it, and people enjoy it, and I think it glorifies the Lord. Mm-hmm. Yet, I don't know. There comes a point where if you become so worked up about it, it really isn't glorifying the Lord. You know what I mean? Somewhere there's the balance of, yeah, okay. And you do. You just learn to say, I think you taught me this, and I don't know if you taught me this last year or the year before last. Everything you say yes to is a no to something else. Mm-hmm. When you start saying yes to everybody's demands, sooner or later you run out of time or money or energy. And so you do have to learn to say to people, no, because no.
Yeah. And I didn't know that I was capable of that. I'd always wanted to be.
You are.
But when you put the feet to the flame, then you find out, what are you really made of?
Yeah. And that's
okay.
And we learn that.
Yeah.
We learn that. It takes time. But yeah. Every yes is a no, and all no's aren't bad.
No.
All no's aren't bad.
But you got to say it kindly.
Well, that helps. Yeah. Sometimes you can't say it kindly, though.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people mistake kindness for opportunity to keep pushing. And sometimes you just have to say, no.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
See?
No.
Amy read a book several years ago. I think it was called The Best Yes, which I think the summation of the book was no.
Yeah.
The best yes is sometimes no.
I agree.
That's all I got out of the book.
That was all you got out of the book?
I didn't read it. I did the Cliff's Notes.
So coming out of 25, that's the thing that you're carrying into a new year.
Yeah. Just, don't get so worked up over situations, and you can. You can not be frustrated.
You can't be all things to all people, and so somebody you have to say no to.
Yeah. And I don't have to feel bad about it.
No.
I don't have to feel bad about it. I don't have to carry along. I don't have to carry along. Well, I shoulda.
Yeah.
But, that's what I got in 26.
That's what you're carrying in.
Yep.
Very good. All right, Doctor. Champ.
Thank you. I learned that I could teach you something. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Every yes is a no. You taught me a lot.
Okay, so I knew you were going to ask this question, so I've been preparing for this. I spent a lot of time in 2025, and you may have to edit this because I don't want it to sound some type of way. Spent a lot of time in 2025 beating myself up and getting down in the mouth a little bit, maybe, about things that I can't change and about people that I can't please. So I kind of had this revelation New Year that was, I really feel like I spent a lot of time, and this is where I may need some editing help.
No. Let's be raw.
I don't want to spend as much time focusing on the 10% of negativity, and that causes me to neglect the 90% of positivity.
Yeah.
When I think what I've had to learn the hard way is that sometimes people and things that fit into that 10% category, you're not going to make them happy anyway.
No.
So you're just wasting your time.
Yeah.
So I want to focus on the things that work and not try to reinvent the wheel just because a couple of things or a couple of people, it doesn't work for them.
Right.
Is that terrible?
No, it's not terrible. Early on in these 24 years now, Miles Malden talked to me, and I go back to a lot of a lot of conversations Miles and I had, and one of them, he said, the sure way for you to drive yourself crazy is to try to please everybody.
Yeah.
And he said, you're not going to please everybody. Because especially, succeeding Brother Johnson and coming into this church and wanting to prove something to all of the naysayers and doubters, I really did want to please everybody.
Yeah.
And he pulled me aside. He said, here's what's going to happen. One, you're going to drive yourself crazy. And inevitably, you will please less. You'll wind up not pleasing anybody because you're trying to please the people who aren't going to be pleased at all unless you just put them in charge of it. Yeah. And he said, just get that monkey off your back. You aren't going to please everybody, and everybody's not going to give you a check plus on your report card. So just resolve, as you said, to focus on what is positive and how to enhance that. And going to what Daniel said, that doesn't mean you don't listen to concerns and
you taught me
suggestions,
many of the things, but you taught me that there's a little bit of truth or opportunity behind every criticism.
Yeah.
To step back and
evaluate the criticism. And that may not, I do remember talking to you about that. I don't know that that's a blanket statement now, because some criticism is just critics.
Oh, sure. But it's an opportunity for evaluation.
Yeah, it is. It is. And some of it's perception.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of times someone will be critical or not content based on what they perceive. And I had a conversation today with somebody, and they were, I heard it ramping up. It was them and someone else. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. How do you know this? Yeah. Well, it's just what I've pieced together. Okay, don't get worked up on stuff you piece together, because you could be totally off. Yeah, oh yeah. Just relax and see what's true. But yeah, that's a good thing to do, especially if you're going to be in ministry, guys. And all my ministry friends out there, you are not going to please everybody. There will always be churches because somebody didn't like something at this church, and so that's just no. Right. Jesus didn't please everybody. Don't think you're going to please everybody. Right. And everybody doesn't have to come to your church. Right. And everybody doesn't have to be in your youth group. Correct. And everybody doesn't have to think you're the best media pastor in the world. It's okay. Yep. It's okay, so keep going. That was, and you guys chime in too. Big victories of 25 things, celebration moments, and
I remember we were kind of going through a situation at home. Wasn't bad, contentious or anything, but I just remember thinking, I need to do something about this. I need to fix this problem. I need to address this problem. And I just felt like the Lord just saying, no, just listen, hear it out, wait it out. Yeah. It'll work itself out. Yeah. And sometimes in ministry, you think, well, I need to go to the Bible, do exactly what it says, and then, but sometimes in the Bible it says just be still, know that I'm God. Yeah. I'm going to work it out in my time. And for me, that happened at least 3 times that I can think of last year for me, that it was just like, wow. And that was a big win. It was a win for our family. It was a win for me personally, because I thought, oh, okay, I just needed to wait. Don't need to be in a hurry. Didn't need to be, and I thought this year, even with the podcast, I thought we had some big wins this year, because there was a lot of people that they said, wow, this was a big impact. One of the ones, I have to look up the exact one, but it was probably in about March or April. lady came up. I have no idea who she was. She came up and she just said, "Oh, thank you guys for doing the podcast. You have no idea how much it just encourages me, and it gives me a lot." And at that time, I was thinking, man, does anybody really even care? Or they just listen to us rant? But it really impacted her in a way that it was like, oh wow, okay, Well,
that's why we still do it.
I thought that was a win. That's a win.
Well, it is a win. It is a win. What about you? Moments you'll remember from 25.
Man.
Aside from your daughter getting her driver's license.
Learner's permit. She's not ready for a driver's license. She's not ready.
Let's pray. Yeah. That's everybody out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
She needs a little more confidence and experience.
I've got a funny learner's permit story.
Go for it.
So Colson turned 15 last Monday.
Oh, wow.
Right. He wanted to go. Well, last weekend we did his little birthday celebration in Mayberry. Went to Mount Airy. That was fun. But on Monday, on his actual birthday, we went, got some dinner, came back by the church, and I put the truck out in the parking lot. I hopped out and I said, "Hop over, big boy. Let's go." And he was like, "What?" Well, Henry was in the back. Henry and Anderson.
Henry won't out.
He wanted out.
Julia gets mad. She don't want to ride when she's driving. Julia gets mad. Like if she's like, "Well, let's drive home," Julia's like, "No, I'm not doing." Like she gets mad.
But no, Henry was in tears. He said, "He's going to get arrested. He's going to get arrested.
He's going to get us killed." That's funny.
She just needs more confidence. When they do the driving school, I didn't realize they take them on the same route every time.
Oh, okay.
So
you're comfortable with that route.
After third driving lesson, he's like, she doesn't need any more lessons. She does great on that route.
Yeah.
But everywhere
Then you
else,
let her drive home from TR the other day.
Oh, she was a
nervous wreck.
She was a nervous wreck.
Come down Darby Road?
Yep. Down those curves and hills.
Yeah, some curves on Darby Road.
Yeah, she was a hot mess. I think her 16th birthday in December was really good.
Yeah, y'all took her to Disney World.
She wanted to go and hug Mickey Mouse, which she did, and it was great. Got to, I don't know, I'm in a little bit of a fog because in 2026, I've already had COVID, so
That's true. Yeah, but now you're like supercharged to repel all of those germs.
I don't know. Jen asked me yesterday, she said, "How long are you going to use that line about..." I have a foreign man-made virus coursing through my veins. I can't do that.
I can't cope with that right now.
No, it did. I was just telling Daniel before we started, like I wasn't sick. The only reason I tested is because I'd had a headache and body ache for like a day or two. Started with acid reflux. And then Mom was like, "Your brother has the flu.
Yeah.
You need to go."
Type A flu.
So I tested twice because I didn't believe it. And that was really all I had was the headache, body ache, my nose burned.
Well, you got people out there with the flu. You got COVID going around. You got bronchitis.
There's this new thing called rhinovirus that they're testing for. Natalie had it. And
so it's like a severe cold.
It's just a really, really bad cold. But a bunch of people have that too.
Well, we get together Christmas, we exchange gifts, we exchange germs, and everybody gets everything.
Yep. So I'm still a little foggy, and that's definitely been there a little bit too. I think, I don't know. I think a lot of lessons learned last year. A lot of good family moments. Obviously, Addison coming through her surgery.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
A lot of Winterfest was great. Church was great. I was just a lot of good things.
Yeah. All right, so I got 2 or 3 things that carry into this year, Obviously, probably Addison's surgery's at the top of the list. And it's just, I became more aware of the truth of what Paul wrote in Romans, all things work together for good. Because throughout the year, we're on this roller coaster with she has to get to this weight in order to have the surgery, and you're trying to give her enough calories. and she doesn't want it, or
Yeah.
she gets a virus and is throwing up, and so you're riding that roller coaster. And then we got into summer, and she was going to go down and have they were going to do the procedure via heart cath. Wouldn't have to open her up,
Right.
and so going into the procedure, she can't be sick for like, what was it, 4 or 6 weeks?
Mm-hmm. So she had to bubble, basically.
Basically bubble, and we were part of that because just keeping her away from kids and crowds. And you get down there, and they get her all prepped, and then they did an echocardiogram or an ultrasound of her heart, I should say. And then the doctor comes in and says, we can't do it. There's not enough area there for us to do it. She'll have to have open heart. Well, that's crushing to everybody. I mean, open heart's scary at any time, but for 2-year-old, you know.
Right.
And then you go through it all again of, okay, we're going to do this probably in the fall so she can't get sick. So you go back into the bubble. And so, that was kind of the end of our summer, the first of our fall. And then you have that moment where they're going to do the surgery, and they're going to open her up, and she's going to be on a ventilator. And, boy, I remember that moment of, just where Mom, I've told the story, Mom said, don't you want to, before they take her back, don't you want to pray? And I was like, no, I don't want to pray.
Right.
And the only thing I could pray was help. And I literally, that's all I said in that room that day, Lord, help. But then you realize how much better it is that she had that surgery.
Oh, it's
the way she's a different child.
Yeah.
She's night and day. I mean, even the day they got her home, she's pulling her toys out and lining them up, and the scripture is true. All things do work. All the disappointments.
Right.
Okay. I guess God does know what He's doing.
Right.
Contrary to many popular opinions out there. So I have that takeaway. I had an unusual incident happen in September that I think I mentioned, but I don't think I anticipated the impact of it. And Daniel, I just sent you a photo on your phone that I'll refer to. If you can figure out a way to get it up in a few minutes when I reference it. I was asked to speak at a pastor's gathering in Atlanta. I think that was in early September.
Yeah.
And they'd given me a topic to speak on and a direction based on our experiences here at Praise on a particular topic. And you helped me, and Pastor Tommy helped me, and we put together a presentation of about 16 slides and a lot of financial information, a lot of data.
Growth charts.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And so as it turned out, the conference started on Friday. I was speaking Saturday morning. I didn't get to go down until early Saturday morning. So I get down there. I find the guy who's coordinating it, and he says, okay. And he says, also, I want to make sure you know there's been a little shift in your topic. And this is what we want you to talk about, And
that was payback.
Payback from the media pastors everywhere were going, yes. And so I was kind of like, okay. And I immediately think none of these slides are going to work.
Right.
Other than the title slide that said Praise Cathedral had a picture of the church, and one more slide. That's it. None of these are going to work. So here I am. I'm just moments away, just an hour or so away from speaking, and I got a whole new assignment, and I got no notes. I'm just there. And, of course, you pray. And I'm thinking in my mind, well, this is going to be short. So come my time to speak, I got up, and it just flowed. It was, and I was very pleased when I was done. And most of the people there, as far as I know, I'm sure everybody wasn't, but most people there were very grateful and enjoyed it. And so mission accomplished. I just never been thrown into that moment like that. So I'm driving back, and you converse with the Lord when you're by yourself in the car a lot, or I do, and you kind of hear this voice say, "Why don't you ever trust me?" You know. So that was a Saturday. The next day, I got up and preached with no notes. Now, I've done that a time or two, but that's not generally my style. I've had so many styles in 26 years of preaching now. It's ridiculous. I've done outlines. I've done manuscript. I've done manuscript in a notebook. I've done manuscript on an iPad. I've done. You don't want to know. Trying to get it right. Never feeling like you get it right.
Right.
And so that day, the next day, I got up and I preached with no notes. I just looked at them on Sunday morning, and then I left them at home. Now, when I say no notes, this is the typical amount of notes I have for a sermon.
Oh, yeah.
That is lectures I have looked up and read or listened to, seminary lectures or other sermons, or things I have written and rewritten and rewritten. And so a typical Sunday, that's about how many notes that I have. But since that Saturday of kind of being thrown into the fire, I haven't used a note. I don't know who's noticed, but I've not used any notes in preaching.
I noticed that a couple of weeks ago. You just had your Bible up there, and
it's freeing.
Yeah.
Now, the thing you realize is you might miss something that way. You might miss something that was in your notes. Nobody knows it.
Right.
That's right.
And, you learn to, I think, if I can use this word without appearing too spiritual, you learn to flow in how the Spirit's speaking in the moment.
Yep.
Because, and you guys know this, the first service is totally different from the second.
Yes, it is.
The responses of the first service, but they're listening.
Right.
But it's a totally different vibe. It's a different sermon.
Yeah.
You feel like you're preaching a little bit. Sometimes I prefer the first service sermon over the second because it's easy to get caught up in the vibe of the second service. And sometimes I think the first service I stay truer to what I've prepared for.
Right.
But that was the takeaway, and that was September. Now we're in January, and I still prepare that many pages of notes in preparation. But the takeaway is okay. I can be a little freer here after 24 years. So, and that doesn't mean anything to anybody else out there, but it was kind of liberating for me.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple Sundays I thought I had so many things going on Saturday. I thought, okay, I gotta, like a junkie looking for a fix. I'm gonna have to have my fix up there tomorrow. But no, the Lord's help. So you have the Addison thing and that. Mom and I took a good vacation this summer. I can't say enough words about taking good vacations, guys, and getting away and just checking out all together. There's just no other way to get yourself refreshed without unplugging from everything and everybody. But here's the other thing that I kind of take out of 2025. I started looking before we had one of our Christmas gatherings, and I realized that 2025 sort of puts us halfway through this decade. And depending on whether you start the decade in 2020 or 2021, the old Seinfeld, when does the new millennium start?
Right.
But it puts us halfway through the decade. And I look back at the first 5 years of this decade. And you guys, y'all think about it. You think about what the first 5 years of this decade included. The man-made...
it's coursing through my veins.
The man-made virus that's coursing through your veins.
Yep.
And I've told the story. I remember getting off the airplane in Atlanta in February of 2020, and was getting on the little tram to go to the domestic terminal luggage pickup, and people are coming from the international terminal, and I saw a group of people wearing masks, and I thought, oh, gee, here we go again.
Yep.
Bird flu, swine flu, the international people are all freaking out over this. And then within a month, the whole nation shut down.
Oh, I've told that story about going to the hospital January, February, and hearing that doctor stand in the doorway and tell a patient, did you get swine flu or Ebola? No, then you're not going to get COVID, SARS either.
Yeah.
Like,
don't freak out.
Don't freak out.
Yeah.
And that didn't age well.
That did not age well. And you think about what, you think about what you went through individually. You think about what we went through as a church. You and I are there doing church for 8 weeks, just me and you. And the Sunday, the president, or whatever day he announced the shelter in place, that was the same day we poured the footing for the 34,000 square foot Family Life Center. And I'm thinking, oh, great, it'll be a Breaking Bad. There'll be a fence around it, and kids will be skateboarding because it's a building we'll never get to build. And you think about how many people died, and then the devastation. So that's just happened in the first half of this decade. And then you think about the turmoil surrounding the presidential election that year, and every year since, or every election since. The nation, the turmoil that ensued the nation. You had the 9 to 10% inflation rate and followed COVID, and so on a national level, I don't know. It's like in these 5 years, almost a whole lifetime of what could go wrong went wrong in just this little 5-year segment. And then you flip the coin on that, and you realize, wow, that's true. From a church standpoint, and I don't throw stuff like this out a lot, but it's just the way I was reflecting. You have these 5 years, you have COVID raging, and you have political turmoil, and you have unbelievable financial stress. And yet in that same 5 years, our church took in 710 new members. Our church started with 62 charter members, and in one 5-year stretch in this decade so far, we've taken in 710 brand new members. That's pretty staggering. In that same 5-year stretch, no, actually less than that. I think 4 of those 5 years, 21 through the end of 25, we gave $8.7 million to missions. And then that Family Life Center that I was so worried about, because we poured the cement the day of the shelter in place, it is not only finished, but now you have over 1,000 members. It has its own membership of 1,000 members, both within our church and within our community, people who come and use it and exercise. And for all you went through, you realize, but you know what? God was still faithful, and He's still helping us. Doesn't deny the grief people have gone through,
right? Doesn't
deny the loss people have gone through, but kind of brings you to the reality of even through. If we had started if this was January 2020, and I told you what was the next 5 years was going to hold, who would want to go?
Right.
And that kind of lets you, I don't know how the decade will end. I don't know how the next 5 years will end, but I'm sure God will still be faithful. So even though with the uncertainties of what lies ahead, the one thing these 5 years have taught us is it may not be easy, but He's always there.
Yeah.
So that's sort of my takeaways. We're at 35 minutes. Why don't we shut down? And we'll open up the next episode with what we're looking at in 2026.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll call this one Looking Back, and we'll call the next one Looking Ahead.
We need some listeners of the week. So you got to like,
we need
share.
We need listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it, share it.
Share it.
Post
send us an
it.
email.
Send us an email.
Shepherd's podcast at praisecathedral.org.
There you go.
In case you forgot.
And they do listen in Cleveland, Tennessee. But
There's nothing else to do up there.
yeah.
How many days to Winterfest, Pastor Bo?
Which one?
The Smoky Mountain.
I don't know exactly off the top of my head.
He's got 2 or 3 more before that.
I've kind of been in. I've been in this morning. I've been in Missouri and then Buffalo and Ocean City, Maryland. So I haven't come back to. Pigeon Forge yet, but it's going to be great. Natalie Grant
will be there. Let's bring it closer. At the end of January, you're going to have Lee worship.
Yep, January 25th
in the Student Center on a Sunday night with Dr. Phil Cook speaking. It's
5 o'clock.
It's a Lee University takeover in the upstate. All churches are invited.
Absolutely. I got a text this morning. Well, Jen got a text this morning from a lady that used to be on PTO with her at Lyman Elementary that she got an email. Hey, is this y'all's church? I got an email from Lee University, and we're going to register and come. So,
good.
Yep, January 25th, 5 o'clock.
Yep. We'll start promoting that. You'll see the promotions coming out.
It'll be great.
But if you got college age, you got a youth group, you ought to come. If you got college age, high school age kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, you ought to bring them, let them hear the exciting things happening at Lee.
Yep. 5 o'clock, January 25th.
There we go.
It'll be great. All right. Thanks for joining us. Looking back, next time, looking ahead. See you then.